What you've just watched is the rare footage of a brave woman who shot 7 shots at her daughter's murderer right in the courtroom. Her name is Marianne Bachmeier. After shooting the shots, she was immediately taken into custody with no resistance or issue. She told the courtroom judge that was present, "I wanted to kill him. I wanted to shoot him in the face, but I shot him in the back. I hope he's dead." In her official statement, she wrote, "I did it for you, Anna." 7 bullets were fired, representing 7 years of her daughter's life. No more, no less. Murdering in front of the judges, she is considered the real symbol of justice by the public later on. So, what is the story behind the insanity of Marianne Bachmeier? Marianne Bachmeier was born on June 3, 1950. She grew up in Sarstedt, a small town near Hildesheim, Lower Saxony, West Germany, where her parents had fled from East Prussia after the Second World War. According to Spiegel, her father was a former member of the Waffen-SS who had, after World War II, become a harsh and often drunk authority figure at home. He drank a lot and often hung out at a nearby bar. Their home life wasn't easy, and the more her father drank, the more aggressive he got. Eventually, her parents split up, and her mom got married again. Marianne's new stepdad is a dictatorial stepfather, and her mother eventually kicked her out of the house. In 1966, aged 16, Marianne had her first child, whom she placed for adoption as an infant. She became pregnant again at the age of 18 by her boyfriend. Marianne was raped shortly before the birth of her second child. Her second child was also placed for adoption as an infant. In 1972, Marianne began dating the manager of Tipasa, a pub where they both worked. She became pregnant for the third time at the age of 22. On November 14, 1972, Marianne's third child, Anna, was born, and she raised her alone. As a result, Marianne took Anna to work at the pub, and she was said to never feel a need to rush home after her regular hours behind the bar. On March 5, 1980, 7-year-old Anna Bachmeier skipped school in Lübeck, West Germany. Following an argument with her mother, as reported by OK Bliss, she went to play with a neighbor's cats. This neighbor happened to be Klaus Grabowski, a 35-year-old butcher with a history of child abuse. NDR reports that Grabowski had opted for chemical castration for his release from a psychiatric facility, but subsequently obtained legal authorization for hormone therapy to restore his libido. Grabowski held Anna captive in his basement for several hours. During this time, he said that she threatened to extort money from him by threatening to tell her mother that he had abused her. It was fear of going back into custody, he later claimed, that drove him to strangle Anna with a pair of his fiancée's pantyhose, put her in a cardboard box, and leave her by a canal. That, and an alleged hormonal imbalance caused by his therapy, formed his defense after he was turned in by his own fiancée. On March 6, 1981, during the third day of the trial at around 10 a.m., Bachmeier managed to sneak a Beretta 70 into room 157 of the Lübeck District Court. There, she fatally shot Grabowski. With the gun aimed at his back, she fired 7 times, hitting Grabowski 6 times and killing him almost instantly. Afterward, Bachmeier lowered her weapon and surrendered peacefully. The incident became one of the most famous instances of vigilante justice in West German history, drawing extensive media attention. Television crews from across the country and overseas flocked to Lübeck to cover the case. Bachmeier sold her life story to the news magazine Stern for approximately 100,000 Deutsche Marks, using the proceeds to cover her legal fees. While Bachmeier was in custody, many supporters sent messages, gifts, and flowers to express their sympathy with her actions. However, there were still those who believed that a constitutional state should not endorse vigilante justice. Furthermore, public opinion shifted after Stern published details of Bachmeier's life, including her decision to allow her first 2 children to be adopted. Despite this, many individuals openly showed compassion for her actions. The West German judiciary faced criticism for allowing a man who had sexually abused 2 girls to undergo hormone therapy to restore his libido. Initially charged with murder on November 2, 1982, Bachmeier later had the murder charge dropped. After 28 days of negotiations, a verdict was reached. She was convicted of manslaughter and unlawful possession of a firearm on March 2, 1983, by the Circuit Court Chamber of the District Court of Lübeck. The court largely accepted the defense's argument that the act was not premeditated. She was sentenced to 6 years in prison but was released after serving 3. In 1985, Bachmeier married a teacher, and 3 years later, they relocated to Lagos, Nigeria, where her husband taught at a German school. They divorced in 1990, and Bachmeier moved to Sicily, where she worked as an aide in a hospice in Palermo. She was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer in Sicily and returned to Germany. In 1994, 13 years after the shooting, Bachmeier gave an interview to the Deutschlandfunk radio station. That same year, her autobiography was published by the German publisher Schneekliff Verlag. On September 21, 1995, she appeared on the television talk show Fliege an das Erste, admitting to shooting Grabowski after careful consideration to enforce the law and prevent him from spreading lies about Anna. In a 2006 ARD documentary, a former friend claimed Bachmeier rehearsed the shooting in the basement after Anna's murder. Bachmeier never expressed remorse for her act of vengeance. Before her passing, Bachmeier requested that reporter Lukas Maria Boehmer from Norddeutscher Rundfunk accompany her and document the final chapters of her life. On September 17, 1996, at the age of 46, Bachmeier succumbed to pancreatic cancer at a hospital in Lübeck. She was laid to rest beside her daughter, Anna, in Bergtor Cemetery, Lübeck. In conclusion, Marianne Bachmeier's life story is one of tragedy, determination, and ultimately, a quest for justice. Born into a tumultuous family environment, she faced hardships from a young age. Her journey took a tragic turn when her daughter, Anna, fell victim to a heinous crime at the hands of Klaus Grabowski. In a moment of raw emotion and determination, Bachmeier took matters into her own hands, delivering what she saw as justice in a dramatic courtroom confrontation. Bachmeier's actions ignited a firestorm of public reaction, sparking debates about justice, vengeance, and the limits of the law. Despite facing criticism and scrutiny, she remained steadfast in her beliefs, never expressing remorse for her act of vengeance. Her life after the trial was marked by further challenges and upheavals, including a battle with pancreatic cancer that ultimately claimed her life. Today, Marianne Bachmeier's story remains a poignant reminder of the complexities of human nature and the lengths to which individuals will go in the pursuit of justice for their loved ones. As she rests beside her daughter, Anna, in Bergtor Cemetery, Lübeck, her legacy lives on, a testament to the enduring power of a mother's love and the relentless pursuit of what one believes to be right. What would you do if you were Marianne Bachmeier? Leave your comment below.